Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by DrRoto.com.
So let's get to it.
Bring the pain!
What's up, everybody? This is Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah. What's up, Dan? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, man? I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for another Hard Hits review. Ooh, yeah. But this is the last one for football, man. It's over. It's done. Finito. It is over.
Yeah. It wasn't a great ending.
No. It was a horrible ending. It just sucked that the AFC couldn't put a better team in there because of just dumb things happening, the Bills losing, Bo Nix getting hurt, all that crazy stuff, man. That just right there killed it all and just practically served it up to the NFC. It's things we've talked about for a month leading up to this point. And now we saw it happen. We nailed it. And now it's just like, why'd that have to happen? Why'd the Patriots of all team? I'd have took the Ravens in there. Hell, I would have took the Steelers. The Steelers would have put up a better fight than them.
I think they would have played a better game. I do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't care what anybody says. The Patriots just don't have what it takes. They had enough to make it to the Super Bowl, but that is because, like the broken record has said, they had the easiest schedule. They had everything. I've said those things. Everybody has said those things. It was a factual thing. If you are just a little better than the team that you get served that year, then you eventually get to the Super Bowl. If you get a couple breaks. And they got a couple breaks. That was just too bad.
Well, and they play in the weakest division in football, except for the Bills. Now, who are you playing? You know, you play Miami. You play Miami twice. I mean,
The Jets.
You play the Jets twice.
The Jets are horrible. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to be like, oh, Sam Darnold leave the Jets and look what he's done. No.
It's the truth.
The Jets are horrible. They're a bad organization. They're just bad. And if anybody wants to argue with me, you can definitely jump on here and argue. If you feel like you have a different thing, show me where they're good at. They don't even know how to use Breece Hall, Dan. They don't know how to do that.
I completely agree. And they didn't know how to use Sam Darnold. They don't know how to use quarterback that was on the Steelers 2 years ago.
Oh, Fields.
They don't know. They didn't know how to use Justin Fields this year. They didn't know how to use Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, it's like, and then you trade away Sauce Gardner. And then you get back chump change. I mean, it's good. It's good on the Jets side. But does anybody honestly think the Jets are going to do something with that? Do they think that they're going to do something with that? Oh, hey, we're going to pick this guy. You know what they're going to do? They're literally going to go out there and pick a freaking lineman, man. They're going to pick a freaking lineman. Then they're going to pick a defensive lineman. Then they're going to pick a cornerback. And by the time the Jets even get an offensive player, their season is doomed. They're just bad.
They're bad. They're just bad.
They're like meh. They're like meh. Dude, what are y'all gonna play Tekken? Tekken. Hey,
I haven't played Tekken since the 90s, bro.
I got that right there. I'm actually good at Tekken, but I agree with you. The last Tekken I really played was like Tekken Tag 2 or something. I don't like, a lot of my friends got out of it. We were talking about that, and Dan and I are actually going to be talking video games on Thursday instead of the Fight Club of Pain. There's no UFC this week, so we're going to do the Fight Club of Games. So that's what we do, man. We just move along and we keep it going, man. So for me, when we look back and look at what the Jets did with nothing, they step into this next season with nothing. It only shows that why the Jets, 2 wins easy, the Dolphins train wrecking it out, and then the Patriots steal one from the Bills, and they're able to win that division and have a great record. And that's why they get into the Super Bowl, and that's why they got slapped.
I mean, They did lose to every team that had a winning record this past year.
Yeah. And I've got to say something too.
Except for in the playoffs.
Yeah, because they got lucky. Who's better, the Jets or the Raiders?
The Raiders are better than the Jets.
Yeah, at least we had Brock Bowers to watch when he wasn't hurt. At least we had Ashton Gianti going off. At least
we got Crosby to watch on defense, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Love watching Crosby. Man, you got Morg, you got Morg back there, and no, you got Morg left. But who's the safety I love so much back there? That just
who's that rookie stud running back too?
Yeah, it was Gianti.
Yeah,
Gianti
he's
you know the best part of the Raiders? Geno Smith's face. Geno Smith's face the whole season was the best thing ever. I took the preseason prop on Geno Smith leading the league in interceptions. I hit that. And that's sad. That's sad when you can literally pick out a quarterback and say that's going to be the worst guy all year. And that guy delivered those faces. And that was the best, man. I love that. Oh, what do we got here? But they're probably going to get. They probably will. And then his career is going to go.
I don't think Mendoza's he was great in college. I don't think he's an NFL caliber quarterback.
It happens. I don't watch college. You know, I don't do that.
I really don't. He played in the shotgun his whole career.
Yeah. I mean, I know who he's talking about. I had bets on him and stuff like that. But I don't really just watch it. I kind of use that. The things I watch in UFC. Go on.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong about him, though. I think he's a really good talent, and I hope he does good, but I just don't see it.
You know, the thing is the game speeds up. A lot of people seem to forget that no matter how many numbers we have, statistics that we have, you can't translate college to NFL speed. Because in college, there's at least 5 guys that are just going to be chumps on that defense, maybe 4 guys that are going to be chumps on that defense, maybe even more. But in the NFL, everybody's as fast as you.
Most teams, it's 9 guys. 9 guys aren't making the NFL. That you're playing with. 9 of those guys are not making the NFL. Only 2 of you are.
That's right. And that's a harsh reality. So when you're going up against it's like college to high school. High school, I actually want to say senior bowl in high school is as close to college football, even though college team would probably stomp out a high school team because there's people that will never make it to college on that team. But it's the same thing with the NFL. It's the same transition. Basketball, I will give credit. Basketball, even like Kobe Bryant when he came out in KD, or not KD, but
KD came out in school.
Yeah, he did. But I was thinking of somebody else. The guy back in the day. I will remember his name. And he was like the first dude, Kevin Garnett. So when Kevin Garnett came out as well, too, these guys were instant superstars. These guys didn't have to do what everybody else had to do. You know, well, now it's just it's like jumping off. You can't do that in the NFL. The NFL is the one sport that you cannot be 18 or 19 in, pop into the NFL and be able to ready to take those hits. You can't do it. So that's just going to be always that way. That's what makes the NFL different. It's the best product on the planet other than the UFC some weeks, right?
Yeah, well, most weeks. But, I mean, even with these kids, like I went to high school at Woodland Hills High School. On my senior year, we had 11 people make the NFL. That's 11 out of 22 starters. That's half the starting team made the NFL in some point. Did I? Hell no. I was one of the other 11. But but 11 of the 22 made the NFL at some point in their career. I mean, it's crazy that how good you have to be to even play, Division I ball. You have to be good to even play Division I ball. That's
right. And it's no knock on the Patriots. They still had They had a good team. They had a good defense. They were constantly, if not in the top 15, all year long. Again, I get that the competition sucked, but they did have a good defense. Gonzalez came up. There was that play when Shaheed could have had a chance of catching that ball. Gonzalez was able to step between Shaheed and the defender and dive and get that ball. That right there, it was true key right there, man.
He did that 3 times in that game.
Yeah, he had to, because they was burning on him. On him, dude. And to me, that's the thing that's about the NFL that is captivating, that you can have a team come out and do that and then keep going on and make so much more of the NFL and digest more. And of course, there's a lot of other stuff that people don't like about the NFL, but we're not here to talk about that stuff today. We're here to talk about some of the big game itself. Overall, it was a blowout. I had 34-20. We got 29-13. It was close. Not so bad. The touchdown was off just a tad. You know, I was sitting there with the Patriots. I had a 0 on my squares, and all I needed was like the 3 touchdowns from the Seahawks to get close to that. And it didn't get there, and it didn't happen, man. It didn't happen. But man,
no, they chose to kick field goals and beat them by field goals all game long.
They did. I was just like, man, you know, it was one of those games where people are like, oh, kicker at the captain spot was the damn jam. And I'm like, look, I've done a kicker at the captain spot. But for me, I wasn't going to do that in the Super Bowl. The actual lineups that we gave out on this show for the Fight Club on the Ultra Contrarian show on Saturday, all of them hit. Every single one of them hit. Damian, this is about the UFC and this is about the NFL. We are reviewing the bets from the weekend. We'll get to all that. We'll tell all of you how we did and how things shaped up, why it worked, and why we were on fire, and how Dr. Roto, this podcast, especially Bring the Pain, was one of the only podcasts that didn't let anybody down, giving out over 30 bets, parlays, DFS lineups for both UFC and the NFL, and everything hit all weekend long. So that's what this is about. Who is winning the Bowl next year? That team. This team right here.
I have no idea. I have no idea. Let's wait until the draft, and I'll give you my pick.
Let's wait. The draft doesn't change the Rams. The draft only makes the Rams better. We're coming back with Adams. We're coming back with Stafford. We're coming back with Williams. We're coming back with Puka. We're coming back with everybody. Our defense will only get better. Our linebacker sucked. You know I hated our linebacker.
That secondary needs to get better. That secondary needs to get way better.
We're going to take a little money and just, shove it on there. And
they need to.
That's what it's all about. That's what it is. So let's get to a few of the things that I got for the football side of things. So the DFS lineup I gave out was Cooper Kupp, JSN, got hurt, whatever, 1 catch short of what I suggested, whatever. I can't help injuries, people. I had Drake May, Darnold, Hollins, and Barner. I've been calling Hollins all year, bro. Been calling Hollins all year. I said it on Saturday. That was my dude. Right here is the bet that I had written down that was on that thing that was a plus 450. I nailed that shit. You know how I nailed that shit, everybody? Because I'm the damn shiznit. Because I'm the only guy I heard that was doing Matt Collins. And Matt Collins showed up like he was an inmate. He was cuffed. He had a freaking Hannibal Lecter thing over his face. He showed up all tough. I put my money on that man before that man showed up tough like that. And that goes to show you what we talk about is what we do.
Hey, JMG, man. Old man Stafford did his thing. That's the league MVP.
Yeah, he did. That's why I hate when people get the MVP because they don't seem to win the Super Bowl when they do.
He didn't even make it to the Super Bowl.
Most of the time, it's like, hey, we feel bad for you, Lamar. Here's the MVP.
Or Josh Allen last year.
Josh Allen, Lamar the previous. We just love messing with these teams. But in actuality, it's facts. Let's go over it. So Now in the subs only Discord is everybody that wants to actually care about winning and being our rich friends. Because I'm not going to sit here after the great football season we just did, after learning the UFC, the way I had the everything I had to consume last year during football. We're gonna toot our horn. We're gonna get toot toot. Watch me. I'm gonna make a little thing called toot your horn, and it's gonna have this. I'll have a little video for it and everything. May 2 touchdowns. You got something for that?
I got nothing. I'm the one who said toot your horn last week, and now you are. So,
Doot. Yeah, see, you started me up, man. You're the gas and I'm the fire. Oh yeah, right. Drake May 2 touchdowns. Darnold 2 touchdowns. Parlayed together would have been a 253. We didn't hit that. However, if you were at Subs Only Discord at Dr. Roto, and I will rub this in every DFS sports, I'm sorry. Like, I know that Doc wants me to be cool and sometimes kind of calm, but sometimes y'all just got to know. Y'all should be giving us the views. Y'all should be watching us. And if you don't want to watch us, that's why you're not our rich friend. That's why you don't have bets like this. That's why out of 30 bets, you didn't have 19 of them hit, including 5 parlays. That's why your site sucks. I chose violence. I got blood on my shirt right there. We got it. My logo. But
chose violence today.
Chose violence. So during the game, I rolled a 1 touchdown May, 1 touchdown Darnold. I got the Darnold for a 114, and I got the May for a plus 102. I rolled it back. May 2 touchdowns, Darnold 1 touchdown. I parlayed both of those. So this bet right here that was 2 touchdowns for May and 2 touchdowns for Darnold was also 1-1 during the game. So I didn't get that bloated ass 900 they tried to give for 1 touchdown, right? So I got the 1-1, I got the positive money, and then I parlayed it again. I hit this bet 3 times by just taking off the Darnold 1 touchdown, and that information was given out on the Ultra Contrarian Show on Saturday. So I made out on that whole part. I targeted Darnold's 40-yard pass. He tried. Christian Gonzalez cracked that bad boy twice, bro.
3 times. 3 times.
3 times. So that didn't happen. Darnold 100 yards in each half. It was about, I think it was 21 short in the first. He had 79 in the first half. Whatever. It was plus 150. Boom. Let's move along. I suggested Walker 15 yards, Stevenson 50 yards, negative 230, negative 270, parlay 101. I had the 20 yards as Steve and I talked about for Walker as well too, and the 25 yard for Walker as well too. All in all, that parlay hit. Ching ching, right? So we got ching. We got 3 parlays that have hit already. 2 that were in the Subs Only Discord. Plus, by the way, the Drake May 2 touchdowns was a plus 130. We just, this is what we do, right? Cooper Kupp 3 catches. Hollins 3 catches. Bro, Hollins literally had 3 catches on one drive, practically leading to that touchdown drive. And it parlayed together for 215. So check mark. Then I always love giving my subs first. Rams are winning the Super Much here, 100%. That's what I'm talking about. Horns up, Ram Nation. That's what we're doing. So let's keep on going. Right. I had first quarter, Cooper Kupp, 5 yards. Why? Ultra Contrarian Show. I said Cooper Kupp was the man. Look at my captain. Cooper Kupp was the man, right? That's what we do at Dr. Roto. Walker, 10 yards rushing. Stevenson, 5 yards rushing. Parlayed together for a plus 216. First quarter only. Put the money on it. Hit it. During the podcast, however, I said, you know what might be a little more fun? Take the 5 yards for Stevenson off of rush. Put it on pass. Got a plus 556. Ching ching. Hit that one. We're at what? I'm losing count of these parlays at this point, Dan. I have amnesia. I must have to go back and listen to my podcast because we're so good. Yeah. Woo! So of what I've talked about and what we talked about sparingly and then leading up when we had no UFC. These are the players that we were looking at, right?
Yeah. It's the ones that you pointed out last week.
Yeah, because we did talk about that. I thought Darnold would win the MVP. We'll get to that. You got to bet for that. So touchdowns, I had Holland scoring touchdown plus 450. 450. 450. It's not the biggest bet. I hit bigger on the UFC easily, but not bad. At JSN, negative 110, parlayed together. 56. He was injured. He came back. We don't care. Missed it. Ooh. But here's the thing that where people are going to be like, damn, you are cocky. I am the IDP hero for a damn reason. I had Byron Murphy, Rams, Byron Murphy, and Milt Williams getting sacks plus 560. 560. 560. Oh, yeah. Hit them both. Plus the sacks alone, 172 plus 194. This is what I'm saying. I'm naming sacks out here. Now, it was pretty easy on the Seattle side. They ended up getting a lot of sacks. But believe me, those were the two guys that I had locked in, and I explained that on Saturday. Field goals, 2 field goals for Myers, easy money, negative 190. I did each team 2 field goals, missed on that. Now, I did say the Seahawks 34, Patriots 20. Didn't happen. That parlay was 12,500, or that wasn't a parlay. That was just a straight up 34 to 20 because you got to hit these things. I had Shaheed, fastest player. It was a plus 420, Dan, and I smoked that bet. I had players to record a pass. I had Darnold as MVP. But as I stated, and the receiver MVP was plus 422. I smoked that. But as I stated on Saturday, any MVP other than a quarterback was a plus 195. There was no way I felt Drake May had a pathway to getting the MVP. So I played Darnold at 115, and then I played the 195. And I hit that with a unit and the Darnold with 2 units, and I was able to return everything. Because, of course, by the end of the game, I had more. I had the Walker MVP. I had the Walker MVP 3 times. I had the Walker MVP when he was a plus 200, Walker MVP when he was a plus 115, Walker MVP negative 115, Walker MVP negative 450. I rolled it. I just laddered it as it was going. Of course, I had the kicker, too. I had the kicker at 3,000. And Cooper Cup at 30. So that was like crazy. So all that being said, everything I went 19-8 overall for all these bets. Parlays, of course, added more money. And that's how you end the NFL season. You go out there and you have one of your best shows all year long, both on the DFS side and the betting side of things, Dan. And it was just great. It was a good send-off for everybody to kind of give them, things to go back and look at and say, this guy is giving out fire. This Dan Vick guy is giving out fire on the Fight Club of Pain. Maybe we should give them a view. Maybe we should see why he always runs his mouth. I'm running my mouth because y'all should want to win money, right? And you got everybody out here, but everybody tries to hide stuff. There's only a few people. I know one guy that goes on the X all the time and at least says it with his chest and puts his bets out there and wants you to get to join his site. I just want to talk to you, give you bets from my podcast so that you join my site, drroto.com, and that you can then get more, like the 50 Olympic bets that I have going on, Dan. Why am I betting the Olympics?
Because you're crazy.
I hit USA, though, against Canada. I had the nuts to pull the trigger. I'll say it. I don't give a shit. I had the nuts to pull the trigger because I knew the USA was going to beat Canada. They beat them down 5-0. Beat them down 5-0. Like the money line we gave out in the subs only Discord for the UFC this weekend.
I couldn't tell you anything about that, man. I haven't watched 1 second of the Olympics. No,
you gotta watch the quad god, dude. He's the ice skater. He be doing backflips on the ice, dude. It's insane.
I'm good, man. I'm just not interested. It just doesn't interest me.
You're still hockey.
I don't like hockey.
That's all right. I go USA, right? That's what we're here for.
Go USA.
Go USA. We got 5. I think before I came in here, we got 5 medals, or we got 5 medals for the whole day. Of course, I was at work all day, so that was great. But I mean, just recently, out of what we just hit, I hit. So in the subs only Discord at Dr. Roto, I do have a ton. Like here goes one. I got one for Jean Larosse, Often Bro. I love that guy's name. His name is Often Bro. He's got bro in his last name, dude. I can't even. Dude, he's a plus 200. So I'm going to put money on that. Jessica Diggins, you remember the Jessica Diggins, my mind, Miss American parlay. Jessica Diggins.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
She sat on that. So she lost. But I still got the other 2 legs. I still got Schifferon, Michaela Schifferon, and I have where is it? Right there. And Keisha Love. I got Keisha Love. So I doubled up on Keisha Love. I got her back on another thing as well, too. Another thing, too, is I do like Marco Odermatt. He's a plus 150. That's going to be Saturday at 7 o'clock. These bets, people, I have bets that don't happen for like because the Olympics goes on for a while. So I'm out here doing that. But of course, I have Johannes Klebo. That dude right there is hit. I got the negative 340, negative 200 for both of those events. He won gold both. So we're out here. We're giving you Olympics. I'm pretty sure that nobody out there is giving you DFS or betting Olympic content except Dr. Roto, Mr. Heat Override at Dr. Roto. I'll be your Olympic hero. You need me to be Olympic hero? I'm the IDP hero. I'm the DFS. Well, we have a DFS hero. His name is Tom, and he's great. Code word DOC, get 20% off your subscription at DFS Hero. Also, use code word WIN. Get over to Dr. Roto and become our rich friend. We will make you a lot of money. Use code word WIN. So, Dan, talking about the Super Bowl, talking about the Olympics, man. Are you just ready to be focused on UFC?
Yeah, I've been focused on UFC since we started, man. I stopped watching the NFL when the Steelers are out.
Look, we actually do. We just had, from what I just saw, we had a DFS article come out for the men's hockey game for DFS today at Dr. Roto. I just saw that. So I'm not the only guy at Dr. Roto that cares about you winning money. There is more of us out there. Maybe I gave a good idea, right? You know?
That's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It is a good thing. I love it, man. All right. Well, let's talk some UFC, brother, man. Let's talk some UFC. How was this event for you this weekend? Did you like it?
It was all right. I mean, it was a normal fight night card.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a regular fight night card. There was nothing really to be excited about. I know you were excited about Juice Box, and I mean, we'll talk about Juice Box.
We'll get to him. But
you were excited about him, but none of these fights really like sprung any like endorphins or anything. They didn't get me pumped for any of these fights, but
it was
the whole card came out pretty good though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, you know, when we started off, we'll go through the runs. I just need to stop. Sometimes, and this is the thing, I smash prelims. I literally go like 7-0, 8-0, 9-0 on prelims all the time. I need to just cut it there. I just need to cut it there again. I gotta stop going to the main card because the main card's where I get funky, and then I start taking losses because of my heart or just because I like new guys. Like
that's what it is with you. You like the new guys, and you pick with your heart.
I do. But I bet with my wallet, and for that I did not bet heavily on the Juice Box fight. I gave out what I wanted to. I could have gave out more, but I did not. But I mean, you start off the whole fight. So you had Claudia Segala versus Priscilla Cochera, and I thought that fight was going over. I thought Priscilla would come with a little more thunder than that. She didn't. Dude, Claudia boxed her up. I think she had 140 strikes in that one. That's
It was.
insane.
Which one are we talking about? Sagala.
Claudia Segala. Yeah.
Yeah, total strikes. She had 349 total strikes. 159 landed.
That was it, dude. She was on fire. She scored so many points. And I was sitting there just locking. I was just like, woo, I'm so happy. Another thing too is she was lower owned on the DFS slates. And we talk about that all the time with the people and how if we can get those lower slates, the ownership down, then we're able to do a little bit. So as I go to my lineup, I'll get some of this going right here. So where's she at? I'll find her. Anyway, we'll just sit some of this set. So Donchenko was about 41%. Albazi was 12%, but he lost. But he was in there. Dude, Horiguchi is just amazing.
I tried to tell you. I
picked him. He's amazing, dude. Juice Box was 31%. Jacob Wickelets was 22%. So that 20% is big.
Can I say something about him?
Yes, say it.
Probably about what was it, 5-6 months ago? I'm the only person that believed in this kid.
Yes, you did.
On any platform, I am the only person that believed in this kid. And now he's 2-0 in the UFC.
That's crazy. And you're right. You believed in him when he beat up Patchy Mix. Another person that stuck out to me, Matsumoto, 80 points on DK, 19% owned. Amazing play. Kong, she was pricey, 19% owned. That was another key because a lot of people were on Olesiak. They were on him, and 45% of the thing, and 45% of the slate was on Oliveira as well too. Who that dude kind of pissed me off, man. But we'll get there. So, and eventually I'll get all my history and my percentages up. I didn't write nothing down because I didn't need to this week. I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. I'm just gonna do what I want to do and kind of play with what I want to play with. So let's get to the Donchenko. We're going to FanDuel right here. So FanDuel, and so we'll go to the big contest. Here goes Segula right here because I know she was low owned, and that's why I want to bring it up. Souza, 7% owned. Ketlin Souza, 7% owned on DK. That right there, man, was a huge friend for me because we talked about Souza, and that was one of the fights with Bruna Brazil that a lot of people were kind of torn on. Mm-hmm. But for me, it was easy to say that I was going to take Souza. Did you like Souza in that fight?
I didn't. I don't know. This one was a mix up for me because I like the way she fights, but I don't. It's weird. I like the way she fights, but I don't. Her defense is terrible, but her offense is good.
Yeah. She looked like she was just trying to slug with Bruno.
That's it.
Yeah, she just slugs, right? So, now the reason why I like to go over these percentages, people, is because this is where you find an edge on the slate. So for me, someone like Souza, somebody like Matsumoto, those are the keys to getting those guys because Matsumoto was cheap. Matsumoto alone was I think 7,400. I think it was. Let me pull that up there. 19% owned, 7,200. That was minimum. And you got 80 points from that guy. So when I talk about these percentages, those were the keys to the actual lineups. Long, Matsumoto, Donchenko. Donchenko should have got that first round knockout, but since I wanted to get the numbers out. I kind of jumped the gun with the numbers, but so we don't have to go through them. But let's go. I had Segala. Then we had Jacob Whitlat's next fight. Then I had Nikolay Vertenikov. Dude,
that knockout was crazy.
The dude thought he wasn't knocked out, but he was laying on the fence like this.
So was I right about the soup can this week?
Yes.
I honestly said I doubt it lasts 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Round 1 knockout.
Yeah, he was in 100. He was in 100% of my lineups. I couldn't miss that opportunity for him because and even like the other guys too, like Bachelorette 46%. So you had a bunch of 40 guys, but you needed those 20 guys, and and Wicklet's was one of them.
Yeah,
we talked about Wang Kong. Of course, she was the favorite. I had her. So Mora put out, that was good. Bachelorette, go on.
This whole card was like decision after decision after decision. It's just you're watching these two people fight for some of these fights. It seems like they took 2 hours and they were only 25 minutes or 20 minutes long. But
yeah,
it seemed like you were watching them for hours.
Yeah, this fight card could have maybe been over a lot sooner, but it just didn't happen, and it was just like decision because when you get this, you get that over. You thought that Claudia was going to get that win, then you get the under with barely, and that's because Muin Garofalo just charged Jacob and he got choked.
Yeah.
Then you have Kong. We expected Kong to make it a boxing match. It was a boxing match. She tattered her up. She did well. Mora came after her. I'll give her that. Bachelorette just bashed this dude. He did it, but he did it. He took it to the thing. Then you had Souza going over. And then we thought, by the time we get to the Donchenko fight, we're like, Donchenko's going to get a knockout. We're going to be back on cue. Nope. That didn't even happen. So then you got all these fights go down, and now we're entering the main event. And we've got like one knockout so far, or a sub.
One.
Dude, it was so bad, dude. It was one of those things. So talking about the prelims, man, is there anybody that stood out on the prelims for you?
No.
All right.
No, not one. Not one. Everybody was just average.
Average because they went over. You didn't. Donchenko should have had the first round finish against Morano. I don't know. How did the ref not stop that, Dan?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, he was out, but
he punched him back is what he did. He punched him back.
Yeah.
3 times in one thing. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get this first round. And then I'm like, oh, okay. So that being said, let's move it along. First fight, of course, we got Juicebox Walker versus Dustin Jacoby. We said don't box with Jacoby. Juicebox did what he did in the first round, which I was screaming. What did you take from the fight?
He landed 3 out of 7 takedown attempts. So Julius Walker is better as a wrestler than he is a boxer. He needs to stick to what gets it to him, got him here, and he gassed. He gassed out after that first round. He was tired. He needs to work on cardio. He has a small frame. I think he should drop down a weight class. Mm-hmm. I think he should fight at 185 and not 205.
Okay. All right.
I think he would ragdoll people at 185. I really do. Yeah. And he only landed 12 total strikes in the whole fight.
Yeah.
12 total strikes. But his takedowns were there.
Yeah.
He just couldn't hold him down, and he tried to box with a bigger, stronger man, and it just didn't happen. And what I said might happen actually happened. The real Jacoby showed up, and not the one we saw before, and not the one that fought other people. It's the real Jacoby showed up.
Yeah, and Jacoby got a knockout for us last year. We knew this fight was going under. When Juicebox picked him up and decided to carry him around the ring, that was hilarious. I didn't expect it the second time. Didn't expect it the second time.
Well, he should have never done it the second time because he was losing the fight at that point in time.
Yeah. But that's when he had, we got Ken Vick.
What's up, Ken Vick?
What's up, Kenneth? We got Ken Vick in the house. So, overall, the Juicebox Walker in the first round is Juicebox Walker as his best, as green as he is right now. He is so young, and he's fighting a veteran.
Yeah.
That veteran was going to try to block those takedowns, and he couldn't. He blocked 4, though, but he couldn't block them. And then the minute Walker got a hold of him, he got to him. So Walker will be a problem in this division. And going forward, it's going to get only better because he's going to surround himself with even more talent. And as more talent starts working with Walker, he's only going to get better on the hands. As the hands get better, because my hands were, as a karate fighter, my hands weren't good when I first started. It was all about focusing on the legs, the kicks, roundhouses, side kicks, all that stuff. And then, of course, the blitz techniques, although the blitz technique is my best attribute and my you could say that's my go-to when I point fight. At the same time, I'm trying to use my legs. So I'm learning the legs while using the blitzing in karate, but I'm better working with the boxers. I'm a better boxer now. I'm better trifold with my hands even from a year ago. So 1 year makes a difference.
Well, yeah. I mean, he needs to work striking. He knows he could wrestle. He needs to concentrate on his striking because his jabs are sloppy, and it kind of looks like he doesn't know what he wants to do when he's in the pocket. He throws overhands way too much. He never throws straight down the pipe. He needs to work on his striking.
All right, got it. And we had Walker winning that fight, so that's all right. I have no qualms.
I was torn. I was torn on that fight.
I was, sometimes that vet's gonna have that number, and that again. If this would have been Urine Salty Baldiv, this would have been a fight. That would have been a fight that Walker could win, and Walker can beat Jacoby. But now we need to see 3 rounds of what he did in round 1. And we will see that. We will see that because I already know. I've talked to him a couple times since then. And I've seen the comments. And right now he's taking down his ex. He's doing what a guy's to do. He's limiting the access to him. He's focusing more on that. And he did a lot. This was a lot. This was really hard for him as well, too, because he was doing a lot of pushing. He was promoting. He was promoting. He was doing that, and he did a lot. He's going to have people, a team, to do that for him, to allow him to be better in the ring and allow more time. So I can't wait to see that version of Juicebox. No matter what, he's an amazing person, and I'll be a fan of his for lifetime because I just love his style. I love his name, and I love his personality. And he came on Bring the Pain. So he's in.
I'm a fan, but there's things he needs to work on, and I'm sure he knows that.
Yep, and they got it handled. So we'll move along. Get the Matsumoto versus Farid Basharat. I had Basharat, got that win. That was an amazing fight, dude. That Matsumoto fight. He cut Matsumoto right from the go.
Yeah. I like Matsumoto. I really do, but Basharat's a different animal, man. He's good.
Yeah. And I got to give credit to Matsumoto's cut man, that thing barely bled the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was pretty big too. It was pretty big.
Oh yeah, did you afterwards we had the oh man, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I was just like, wow. So, we got another win there, 8-1 at this point. So then we get to the Olasejic fight versus Barrios. Goes over. So, what did you take from this fight, Dan? What did you take?
That Marc Andre is he was almost my soup can of the week. He really was. He was almost my soup can of the week. He's 17-11 now that he lost.
Yeah.
When you lose almost as much as you win, you shouldn't really be in the situation that you're in.
Yeah. You should improve something. I will say he did improve one thing. It was called this.
Yeah, he could block.
Yeah, go on.
He could block now. He
left that hand glued to his face the whole time, Dan. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, okay.
He didn't want that head. He didn't want that head kick, man.
No. And McCall, there were some people that said he was pulling his punches. I was like, I don't know about that. But all in all, did you think that there was points he could have?
Yeah, I think there was points where he could have finished him.
I agree with that as well too. I know I just said what I said, but there was one point where he had him going back and he just kind of didn't do anything.
Took a step backwards when he shouldn't have. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, just go in for the kill, and he just didn't. It's like he just fought a safe fight.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's what we got. Now we get to the big match of the night. Oh, yeah. Fat guy versus a big built guy. We were excited about this fight. Not so excited about this fight. Dan, this fight aggravated me. I knew I was going to be aggravated with this fight. And I'm even more aggravated after we're going to get to something else too.
Like I said before, cut every heavyweight and make the weight limit 205.
You saw me say that today. I was like, yeah. Dude, I cannot stand. Like, Almeida sat there making stupid faces at the ref to get Cuniv off of him. He goes, he's doing these faces. And I'm like, instead of making the face, why don't you smash the, I'm like, just throw
Try to get out of it. Try to get out of it.
Try to go to the left, go to the right. He's just sitting there. I'm like, oh my. And then he started slugging at the end. But he couldn't even follow it up, and Cuniv sucks. And okay, no, he's good, because now he's ranked 6. He's ranked under Waldo Cortez Acosta, Dan. Did you see that?
Yeah, look, man, the whole heavyweight division, except for the top 3 people, aren't even worth watching. They're not. It's not worth watching. There's no big, heavy swinging, badass heavyweights anymore. There's none. Not one.
Yeah. Well, I'll say there is one, Josh Hockett. I'll give Hockett that.
He still has a little bit to prove, but I mean, I'll give it to you,
dude. I put it on this. If Hockett and Cuniv get in the ring, he knocks Cuniv out in the first round.
Yes.
He knocked the shit out of that dude.
Yes.
How the hell they're doing a Sarukian with him? I swear, I know he deserves it because he's acting like an ass. But I love him. I love Hockett. Like, I love watching him just go wild, rap out. He's definitely kayfabe, macho man stuff. Yeah. I could do it.
but he don't talk like me,
But at the same time, we're sitting here watching that man knock this guy out, right? And then you got Cunha, and Almeida's just going, ugh. And I'm just like, bro, I was just like, Hawkett's comments about that fight was hilarious too. But
yeah, that was the most boring fight of the night. Most boring fight.
That's the most boring fight I've watched in over a year.
I don't know. I don't know. I've seen a lot of heavyweight fights where I just got that's my break. I go to the bathroom. I go get another beer. I talk to my wife. And when the heavyweights fight, I don't even pay attention.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. This is why you want to eliminate the division, but these people need somewhere to go. So
don't go to the UFC. Go somewhere else.
Go to Bellator.
Yeah, go wherever. Go to Resident.
Do something, man. Yeah, it's to the point where you've got to, and he thinks he's just going to move down. He's going to get his ass knocked out and down. Almeida, that is. But I don't understand. Go on.
Hopefully he does move down along with everyone else.
Oh, dude, I just can't. The thing is try. Give effort. You have a contract with the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC, Dana White, TKO Group. They gave you a contract to go to the heavyweight division and try to use your wrestling to add some flair. Add that to your resume. And you literally went up there and you got schooled by an unranked guy that is now 6th ranked overall. And I don't even understand, like, how do you even do that? Have him fight Derek Lewis. Have Cunha fight Derek Lewis, and then you could give him the 6. But until he beats Derek Lewis, he shouldn't be over Derek Lewis. Because I know Derek Lewis would knock him out too. Because he just sits in the middle like a bull.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll actually. Well, I would say he'll actually fight, but he didn't fight his last fight. He took one shot and he laid down.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis is boring now. You know, I used to stick up for Derek Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that's boring too.
Yeah, so like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I wanted to see him fight Delija, Tabira, Talish and Teixeira. He just whatever. But even Talish and Teixeira, give him. But you're gonna say that Cunha in that fight deserves to be the 6th ranked fighter. He deserves to take Almeida's spot in that position.
No.
I don't know who the hell did that shit. But seeing that thing, like, even, dude, over Walter Walker.
He'll hook you quick.
Yeah. He goes in and goes, right? And then Walker just goes, bam, and he's done. I'm sorry. Of all those people, he shouldn't be over Walker. He shouldn't be over Lewis. Everybody else I get. Spivak, whatever. Tabira, whatever. Right? Kazeev, whatever. Mick Pockin, whatever. I don't mind that. But I mind that they put him over somebody like Walter Walker, who has had 4 heel hooks in a row. Or is it 5? Is it 5 or 4?
4.
Yeah. He's 4 wins in a row. He beat Sutherland. He beat Chidi Nishaganwa. No, yeah. He beat Mays. And then he's also beat Taffa. I'm not saying any of those guys are better than Mr. Cunha.
Junior Taffa is.
Yeah. There you go. Because at least Junior Taffa would have boxed his head off in the way Junior Taffa fought last week. That guy would beat Cunha.
Yeah. He would have beat both these guys.
So it's not even the heavyweight division. Whoever ranked the heavyweight division is trash, just like the heavyweight division.
It is the heavyweight division. It's the whole division. The whole division. And, I mean, that's what happens when you sign a bunch of fat guys. Like, hey, fat boy, come on. You got to fight for 3 rounds. You got to fight for 15 minutes. They don't know what if it lasts 3 rounds. They don't know what to do. Like, they're so winded and tired. They don't know what to do.
And you know what the best part about the skit about the heavyweights right now? We just lasted longer than all the other heavyweights have this year.
Yeah.
Talking about them. I know it went distance, but believe me, we didn't talk 15 minutes. It was more exciting than that. All right, let's move along. Amir Abazi actually looked good, but he just couldn't handle Haraguchi. Dan, talk about him, man.
Dude, Haraguchi is so good, man. Yeah, he's so crisp in his stand-up. And exactly what I said when I broke down the fight happened in this fight.
He was bouncing in and out like a madman.
Yeah, I told you his karate style was great.
Yeah, I fight people like that, but not in my division. I usually fight when I'm sparring in the young guys. Like when I spar Derek or Nick Kane, and like I'm gonna say this. In my point fight matches, nobody has ever knocked me down. I have been knocked down, I'd say about maybe 5-6 times overall. I had a 6'5" athletic linebacker blitz me the one time, and it set me back. It made this dude. He was like, "That's the first time I've ever seen you get thrown like that." Because I fight with a bunch of mid-20 guys and young 20 guys, so I do have a man body. I'm pretty strong, so I got extra weight hitting him. But he set me flying. Nick Kane, right? He telegraphed my sidestep. We were having a really good match, point match, and it wasn't it was a sparring match, so it wasn't like a real match, but we were going at it. And I went to the right, and he just telegraphed it perfectly and side kicked me as I was stepping. And I'm like, okay, this dude's like not even 30, right? But dude, he hit me, and the minute it hit me, my body was like, even Molly was like, "Bro, I can see you." My body was like, "I'm gonna fall," and then I was like, I was like, I'm gonna fall. And so I took that side kick, and I'll tell you, that side kick hit me. It did not hurt, but it would probably floor 90% of the population in this world. That side kick was insane, but I've been hit with harder than that. I've been hit with so much. Actually, no, I mean, that was probably the hardest side kick I ever He hit me. It was insane. And he hit me another time in that match too. I blitzed and he stepped back and side kicked me. And I was like, woo. But we're talking about a phenom, a world champion. Chuck Norris handed this man his trophy.
Yep.
Chuck Norris is never going to hand me anything. So that's
probably not. Yeah.
Making a handshake from Billy Blanks, though.
There you go.
That's a good start. I mean, that's because of my school and because my sensei is, a student of Billy Blanks, was back then. So, that's just fun. And I think I might be seeing Billy again. He put Billy's doing a workshop and in Ohio, and so he put it in there into the chat. So I'm like, is he gonna take us to go see Billy and stuff? Because there's an old guy like me, but he's a black belt, but I think he's younger than me. I have to send you a video. He's like reminds me of like that kind of group, because he's like that guy that's really good but doesn't talk or whatnot, but kind of does these badass moves, and you're kind of like, I want to fight that guy, right? So I kind of want to fight that. I want to point fight this guy. I do, but I can't do it right now. So I don't know what it is. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. But it's one of those things that, like, normally I'm the guy everybody wants to fight. But for once, I want to be like, I want to get that guy. I want to get, because he's really good. And I see it. So I was like, I'll send you a video, though, and you'll just.
Yeah.
It's one of those challenge things that we get.
Anyway, but Horiguchi looked great. I mean, he's in his 30s, and I think he's making a run for the title. And I think he wants that title.
He called him out. He called him out. I think
Yeah.
he could beat Van. I think he could beat Van. It'd be hard. It's going to be. I mean, Van caught Reval.
I think he could beat Van. I think Van is the softest champion we have.
Yeah. You don't think Jan's more soft than him?
No, Peter Yan is probably one of the top 5 best fighters on the planet.
I'll give you that. I will give you that. He is in my top 10 pound for pound rankings for a reason. I respect that. So I will give you that. And so would you like to see if Horiguchi deserves a title shot, age, everything, role, everything? Would you want to see Royval versus Horiguchi before Van?
Let me look at the standings.
They should be right up there. Yeah, because
all right,
Horiguchi is now 5.
Let me look. My phone's just moving slow.
We got Royval at 4.
So we're at flyweight, right? So
Yep.
I would love to see Horiguchi fight Taira.
Ooh.
I would love to see that fight.
I want to see that in Japan.
I'd like to see that in Pittsburgh. I'd like to see that wherever.
I'd like to see it wherever.
Yeah.
Would that be something that the UFC could exploit because they're trying to hit the Japan market? I think that would be a great fight to put in Japan.
Possibly, because we know Cap has the next title shot, right?
Yeah, Manel Cobbs. It should be Cop and Van, and I know Horiguchi can take that, but I think it's Cop versus Van.
Yeah, Cop versus Van. So, even if, Horiguchi might have to wait. Royval might get the Pantoja next.
Mm-hmm.
Or Horiguchi might get Pantoja next.
Yeah. And that might be when he comes back. It depends on the scheduling too. With Pantoja, his arm and everything like that. But yeah, if he's ready to go and Van just fought, maybe they throw Pantoja against Horiguchi. But I'd rather see I don't want to see Pantoja versus Taira.
I would like to see that. Brandon Moreno is a good fight for anybody in this division.
Yeah, he's got his fight coming up with Loner Kavanaugh.
Yeah, which is crazy. I don't know why he took that fight.
Loner?
Yeah.
Or
no, Brandon Moreno. I don't know why he took that fight.
You think Loner's going to beat him?
No.
I don't think so either. Loner just got punked himself too. I want to say, yeah, it was Johnson just beat him.
Yeah.
So that I knew because I remember having Kavanaugh and Johnson just taking him to school and just getting him, but then we just saw Johnson get knocked out. So, but he actually wasn't knocked out too bad. He was right to the X and he was talking, and I've actually had a few exchanges with him as well too. And he's ready to jump back on it. He wants to fight right now. He wants to fight right now. He does. So maybe that's where it goes. But yeah, Moreno fighting Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh's going to have to do something outside of what he did in the Johnson fight to be able to put up with the ability of Brandon Moreno. This is like a little preview of that. So I don't think it's going to work out well for him. It's going to be
Brandon Moreno's too crisp of a boxer for him. If he keeps it standing, I don't think that he's going to be able to take the combinations that Moreno throws.
I agree with that. All right, let's get to the main event. It was Mario Bautista versus Vinicius Oliveira. I knew Mario. I love Mario. I could feel Mario. I had all those bets on Mario. I just took Oliveira because I figured that if this was going to be a point, that it would be something. And now it just feels like he's got to move down. He's talking about this broke arm. He probably shouldn't have been out there. Then don't be out there, bro. Then don't be out there.
My thing is he fights at bantamweight, which is what, 135, right?
Yeah.
135. He walks around at 180 pounds.
Yeah.
And he cuts all that weight. That's why he was so tired by the second round. Fight in your own division. Fight at 145. If you walk around at 180, fight at 145. Fight at 155. But he knows he's getting scorched by those guys at that weight class. So he goes all the way down to 135, and he gets scorched by Bautista.
And that was a scorching. That was not even. It wasn't even close. He was slapping on him, and then even it almost looked like he was gonna pull. It looked like he looked weird in his weigh-in. He was all like, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So, yeah,
he did not have a good fight. He did not impress me at all. And this is the third time I've seen him fight. I mean, if you only land 18 total strikes in a fight and you're 0 for 1 in takedowns, you obviously didn't do much.
And this fight got out of the first round too.
Yeah,
it was out of the first round. Like you had at least a round and a half before you had to get worried.
But Bautista landed 49 strikes and had 5 takedowns in a round and a half.
Yeah, these guys that are just boring as hell. Going back to Almeida. You're not going to do yourself any good trying to lay on a guy in all these things. People like Mario Bautista, Royval, Brandon Moreno, Pantoja, Balashvili, they just have that motor. They develop points. They're great to bet on. They're great to use for DFS as well, too. But they're also just fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
They're just fun to watch and not put up with the rest of this other crap that we always have to kind of put up with. But that is funny. Sometimes you're going to get a wrestle match.
Yeah, and Oliveira was talking garbage like he's the best fighter on the planet, and I mean he got scorched from the first bell.
Yeah. That just, I mean, he looked good, but look what it took to get them there. And like you said, I think that led to his gassing problems. The minute Bautista wrapped that around his neck, he was like,
"Yep, I'm done."
Yeah, he just is like, I can't say he didn't give up because I saw how that was locked in, but he knew. He was like, oh, before this gets worse.
He didn't even try though. He didn't grab the arm or nothing. It got cinched in, and I'm done.
Yeah, he just is done, dude. He's like, he just gave up faster than trying. He was like, try, give up.
Yep.
Give up.
Yeah,
bad.
He was done after that first round. I mean, he was completely gassed.
Mm-hmm. Overall, 10-3 for the card. You went 2-2 for the main event. I went 1-3, of course. It was just one of those fights that just kind of like came out. It was pretty good. We'll roll some of the bets that we were able to hit. So the parlay of pain held on with the Bautista no distance, getting the 180, and the Walker no distance as well too. I thought the Horiguchi was going to go over. It did not, or go under. It did not. So this was one of those instances where somebody like Donchenko, instead of taking the knockout sub, take the knockout points. Now I did have knockout points, but take the knockout points and hope for that, and then maybe go just points in general. I liked what you did with your one lineup that you gave out, which was 32,000. So I threw a couple like points in, and so with that Bautista fight, that was one of my late parlays. I was going into that fight 2-1 with the round robin. That was a plus 130 something, and then he went under, and I was like, oh, yeah, it killed me. I had another parlay with the decision no bets. That was real fun as well too. The 5-tastic picks overall went 3-2 for the finishes and the round robin parlay. I put into the subs only Discord at Dr. Roto. I picked Sigola, Vertenerek. I said that, Vertenikov, Donchenko, Basharet, and Olasejik as it. So for picks for the 5-tastic, for the 5-tastic article itself is 14-1. Yeah, 14-1. My parlay that went 5-0 this week it was 5-0 this week and has went 4-1 the other 2 weeks. That is now, I mean, just do the math, 13-2. The parlay of pain is going to be one of those three. It's went 3-2 twice. I've pulled money. The 2 and 3 returned 80% of my total investment into the parlay and into the round robin. Nice. So I lost, but I won a little back. This is what, we try to teach here.
Yeah.
Talking to So
and we're 2-0 on the soup can of the week, bro. We're 2-0.
That's correct. 2-0 with the soup can of the week. So all in all, when we take the step back, we look at the product that Dr. Roto behind the paywall, and that's the 5-tastic picks. You're looking at 14-1. There's not anybody in this industry that is giving you that, right? There's a lot of people giving you great picks. There's a lot of other people out there, and I have all respect for them, and those are the guys that are picking dastardly right next to me. These guys are neck and neck with me. We are dogs in this game. That's what we are. That's who you are. That's why we all fit together. That's why we're mold, right? But at the same time, if you want to come aboard and you want to come to a site and you're looking for, right now we have golf. Right now we got basketball, hockey going on, Olympics, and we got the UFC. But the UFC right now at Dr. Roto is going to be the limelight, is going to be the shine, because it's the most consistent sport right now yearly. It's the most it's consistent sport with betting and DFS. It's a hell of a ride. It's fun to watch, but unfortunately not everybody plays the UFC because of the brutality of it. You brought that up last time, and it's hard. But if you're like someone like Ed, who doesn't watch the sport, that's fantasy clown for everybody out there, then this is then the UFC coverage that we give, combined with the soup can and the 5-tastic picks, is all you need to win money in the UFC and as a DFS sport, Dan.
I mean, I agree with you, but I encourage everyone to watch. I mean, it's fun. I grew up doing combat sports. We've talked about it many times. I grew up wrestling and boxing, and those are the most fun sports to me. Of course, I played football and basketball and everything else, but combat sports is the most fun I've ever had in my life. Really, I'd still be doing it now if I didn't have boxer fractures all through my hands. So,
see, and for me, I have a down, I have a surgery, but then, I've had a surgery in my second year when it had started off too. And that was just off a slipping incident. And then it just had to happen. It takes me out of karate a little bit, but that's what we all go through. We go through these things, and I'm trying to get out there. I've been screaming at SiriusXM to put this on their product, and they're just not going to listen because a lot of people out there just want to not listen. They don't want to put this in their mainstream. They don't want to say that this is something we should be looking at. But instead, like I said last week, they'd rather look at a guy with a putter, just looking at a bunch of green. That's more exciting than the UFC. I think not. Betting on that is hard because if the wind is bad or the weather's bad, that changes it. Now, a fighter can be sick, or a fighter can have something wrong, or they pull out, and you're going to lose that. You have to change. You have to be able to mold. 2 weeks ago, I was able to mold winning lineups again off of a card that had a bunch of soup cans on it with the Road to UFC fights that hardly anybody knew other than the footage that they gave out and the small footage that you had. So we're loading fighters like that. And then you had fighters cancel. You really only had like 8 good fights you could trust. And we talked about some of those fights, and I gave out the 5 other fights for the 5-tastic picks.
Yeah.
That to me is that. And the fact that we're looking at baseball coming up. Yeah, baseball, but it's not here. It's not here.
Spring training starts tomorrow.
It does. I'm excited. Dodgers, go Dodgers. I mean, here we go. Y'all can hate. I'm all LA. But at the same time, I bring all this up for a reason because we just talked about how great that football coverage did for the show, the Ultra Contrarian show. We talked about it. It did great. The UFC did great. We're talking about a whole weekend of greatness, a whole weekend that you could have been our rich friends, everybody. But unless you've seen this now, then you didn't know about it until now. And so that's the kind of stuff that we're trying to sell. And that's the kind of brand we're building at the Fight Club of Pain, because you love how unique we are, Dan.
I absolutely do. I absolutely do. It's crazy. It's crazy. No one has a format like us. I sit here and listen to you babble, and then you ask me to talk. That's it.
Well, yeah. And I know, like, so as everybody knows, Dan, we all know Dan doesn't bet. And then Dan's like, I don't care about these percentages. And damn, Rob hit a lot of bets again. Well,
yeah,
it's like, but I do these review podcasts. A lot of people don't do them. They kind of just take the good and the bad, but I do them because I like to walk through the numbers. I like to go diving back into the numbers. I like to talk about the fights with you because next time around, it's going to be in our heads. It's always going to stick. It only shows that we're not only good at what we do, we're also relearning as we do.
Yeah, I completely agree with that statement because, there's a lot of fighters in the UFC that I have to relearn every time they fight because they don't really stand out to me. They're not a big name, and we've covered them 2 or 3 times, and you remind me like, we won money off them twice last year, and I'm like, I have to go back through my notebook, and I'm like, oh yeah, there he is. There's a lot of people like that because some of these fighters just don't stick out to me. But I do my research and I do break down the fights, which you asked me to do. So
yeah, and that's again goes back to what we've created, and we've talked about this 1,000 times, and we'll talk about it 1,000 times more. Because we just want to give everybody the right ingredients. We want to serve you this soup. That's it. And we're doing it for free. Like, we don't get money for this. The UFC was an added product that Dr. Roto that practically nobody in the world's ever going to believe in other than the people that win money and the people that watch this show, because it's one of those products like the rest of why everybody turns its back on. At the same time, we're also sitting here doing what we have to do. We put the work in. We give the picks. We go 10-3. That's 10 bets to 3 losses. If you just take that, it equals money. And the fact is like, if you're paying for a service, this is another additive to it. And right now, if we didn't add the UFC last year, we would be looking at PGA golf, hockey, and basketball. That sounds boring, man.
That's real boring to me, considering I don't watch any of the above.
Baseball is the only thing I kind of watch, but more so, I watch baseball from my phone, so it just sits there, and I don't even watch it. I literally just let the feeds go through, like a red zone kind of thing.
I'm not gonna lie, I have not watched a full baseball game since Andy Van Slyke was on the Pirates.
Woo! Going back to the 90s. Going back. I got a few of those baseball cards.
Yeah, 92, 93, something like that. Maybe 90, 91.
He was there.
That's the last time I watched a full baseball game.
It's all, man. We're just trying to do what we can, just to do the best we can, and just to try to just bring light to the sport, the UFC, and the product that the TKO group is putting out, so that more people get it. Did you see that they're going to be broadcasting on CBS for the first time ever in history?
Yeah, I read about that, man. That's great. That's great. It brings a light onto the sport that they really haven't seen before, which is fabulous. I mean, they broadcasted on ABC once, I think, a few years ago when ESPN and Disney had to deal with them.
Okay.
But I think CBS is great for them.
Yeah, it's a nice move. Now they're not doing the full card. It's just the middle card.
Yeah,
it's just the prelims, not the earlies or that. But that's still something.
But they're going to make those prelims great. They're going to make those prelims great just to be on regular cable TV.
And what's going to be great, even better about that is that's when it's going to bring more eyes to the Fight Club of Pain. That's when more people are going to watch, and that's going to be like, well, we can bet on this. Who do we do? Where do we go? And that's when Bring the Pain, the Fight Club of Pain, pop out and help them win some money, Dan.
Yeah, and I'd love to see it, man. I've been a fan since UFC 1, back in the early 90s. I remember my brother brought the VHS tape home of UFC 1, and we watched it because at that point in time he boxed.
Yeah.
So my dad was a boxer, my brother boxed, I boxed. So I mean he brought it home, and I fell in love. My brother still watches it. He's 10 years older than me. We talk about the fight sometimes, so it's actually pretty cool.
We actually, so I've not told you about this, but I brought it to you a long time ago. Danger at Dr. Roto, one of his friends is a MMA fighter in his town, and he's pretty good from what I hear. So he's actually, I think he's caught a few of our shows, or he's watched a few of our shows or something, and he asked to come on. So nice. I was like, and so Danger said, hey, the next time you guys do a fight club, give me a couple day advance, and so I could tell him, and then hopefully he'll be able to do it to come on. I was like, all right, that's cool. You brought him up before. Well, we always welcome company, man.
Yeah, I mean, and anybody that wants to talk, man, shoot us a message. You come on.
That's right. Like Ken Vick. If Ken Vick would just come shoot a message, we'll put you on.
Shoot a DM, bro. You can come on.
Unless he doesn't watch too much UFC, and then he'll be like a little lost.
Hey, even if he sits there and listens to us talk and just throw stuff in while we're talking, that'd be great.
That would be fun. That's what we do here at Bring the Pain, and that kind of goes back to what I did with the subscriber spotlight, which there's a lot of information, a lot of how these guys were able to use the information to win, how they were able to use my information, Doc's information, Danger's information, Trevor's information, put it all together and develop their own lineups where they feel confident to do a lot of this. Maybe not be an expert, but they definitely love. And then of course the Sunday morning show, they gave us a lot of credit for that. So that was just something that, was really nice to do and to reach out. That's the same thing with Ken Vick. We definitely expend that. You could definitely.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, when are we talking wrestling again?
When are we talking wrestling again? It's the 24th on Tuesday.
24th? All right.
We're doing Elimination Chamber on Tuesday the 24th. That's already locked in. This Thursday, we're doing the Fight Club of Games. We're going to talk video games. Dan's kind of a different gamer than me, kind of more so, he likes the third-person games, like Assassin's Creed, like God of War, those games. I'm RPG. We do like sports. I don't play them anymore. He still may play them. So it's a lot of things. But, like, follow, share. Follow us, people. Get those follow subscriptions up. We need your help. We will get there. And once you're on board, you're going to have a hell of a time. We do try to do this. Again, this is definitely a longer review show, but we wanted to talk about the heavyweight division. I wanted to bring up the TV deal. I wanted to bring up some of the other stuff that I heard. We knew we were going to talk about juice. And there was a lot of bets combining both the Super Bowl, the 40 plus Super Bowl bets that I had or whatnot, 30 plus given out on that show. And then the 30 some bets that we had for our show for these fights. And everything we said happened under 3.5, all that stuff, dude. Just another great show for us.
Yeah. I mean, if someone was to want to talk, come on and talk. But until that happens, I think we're the best you get.
Yeah, we definitely, and you'll have definitely a lot of fun on this show. Believe me, everybody that comes on Bring the Pain has a hell of a time. I don't know how, like, if you guys, if people out there like, damn, man, I was on Bring the Pain. You come on Bring the Pain. You be good. You could be our mic friend.
Yeah, I mean that's Wyatt Earp. He calls us the sheriffs. That's Wyatt Earp. I'm your Doc Holliday, bro.
Yeah, it's not sheriff. Sheriffs, people. The Fight Club of Pain is a club of fighters, a club of people I talk to at karate, and Dan, that is that. Danger. He's got a guy coming out now. And so that just shows how the Fight Club keeps evolving. That shows that people are coming on, and this guy's a real MMA fighter, and that's what we do. We just have fighters on. We talk fight theory, and at the end of the day, I pull bets out of that fight theory, and we make you rich.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dan. We definitely ran a little over. I do want to thank you for making that time on a Tuesday. But Tuesdays from now, you bet we're going to have Tips on, who loves wrestling, has been to a ton of events, just went to an AEW event down in Texas, and Chrissy's coming on.
Nice.
I'm going to get her. She doesn't. I don't think she realized yet that it's on when NXT is on, but just miss the first hour and then come back in, and then we'll be good.
Just record it.
Yeah, you can just watch it back. It's on play anyway.
Just watch it back.
Just watch it back. But we're at right now we have 4 people scheduled to be on that show, plus the video game show this Thursday. And then because there was the actual next Tuesday, I'll have something planned. I'll figure it out. There won't be anything to review, but I'll figure it out.
It'll be fun.
All right, brother, man. Thanks again. Make sure you get over to Dr. Roto. Check out Bring the Pain, like, follow, share, and always remember to bring the pain. I almost said bring the games. Ooh, yeah.
That's the next one. The next one, you'll bring the games.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Until the next visit, be well and take care.